Diana, I'm still reeling from the Jets decision and what Woody Johnson, my background is with front offices. Woody Johnson is going out of his way to let it be known that Aaron Rodgers had nothing to do with this. He's going so far out of his way that it almost feels like overcompensation. And he said that he actually met with Aaron Rodgers Monday, and coincidentally, nothing came up about the head coach. And I will tell you, in 18 years, I never once met with a player where the manager did not come up or the GM did not come up every time. So is Woody just full of it here?
Yeah, David, do you find in just your time in your career that the PR of teams is actually the biggest issue? It's not even the decision making. It's who, like, why are you doing this? Who advised you, Woody, to say this way? We all know what's going on. We all know that Aaron Rodgers has all the juice in that building. We all know that this is his ship that everybody is on, and he is the captain of it. Nothing has changed in terms of Aaron Rodgers' power. Now, based on the conversations I was having yesterday, I was told that Aaron knew Woody was contemplating it, but never said, "Are you okay if I fire Robert Saleh tomorrow?" That he walked in the building, everyone with power there, people in the front office, the GM, team president, people associated with Woody Johnson were aware that he was not happy and he could make a move. Even Salah was aware that he could make a move. No one really thought he'd do it, though. So when we talk about the shock of it yesterday, I think the shock was not only from the fan base and the media and obviously me specifically on camera, but people in that building were shocked just because they knew that Woody wanted to give Salah a pretty long leash here to see what he could do with Aaron Rodgers, since he didn't get that opportunity to do it last year. But 5 games was enough for him.
So you think all those statements were written after the firing? Because my experience is we write the statements before the firing.
Are you asking me about,
I
think the Jets did it like in the process that would make a lot of sense? No, I don't think the Jets did it the process the right way. I think this is hard because you have an owner who wants to be great. He says the right things in terms of the winning, and he made a good move, in my opinion, to get Aaron Rodgers in that building. But I think the amount of power and control they allowed Aaron Rodgers to have throughout this is what has become the biggest issue here. And I think Salah dealt with that a lot. They both claim they have a strong relationship. I actually think it's fine. I don't think it's tremendous amount of respect from a space of like, I think you're the best coach I've ever had. I think it was, look, we can make this work. Salah was very open to listening to Aaron because he was told, like, Aaron, this guy knows how to win. He's a 3-time MVP. He's got a Super Bowl. He understands culture. He understands how to make this offense go. But obviously we've seen the problems that they've had. And they're not making changes with Nathaniel Hackett in terms of moving on from him. He's on this coaching staff. He's not going anywhere. We'll just see if they decide to take the play calling away from him, because that's something Salah wanted to do. Salah was looking to make some changes there, but he wasn't able to do it before he got whacked.
I was going to actually ask you about that because there were reports that he was going to take play calling away from Hackett, and then Woody Johnson beat him to the punch and was like, actually, you're fired. So is that true? Can you confirm that that's the case, and maybe that's what precipitated the firing when it happened?
And also, Diana, can you give us some of the details that you had in your athletic story that most people did not have on some of the things that happened here?
Jess, I'll hit you first. So Salah had conversations with Joe Douglas and even with ownership about taking the play calling away from Nathaniel Hackett and promoting Todd Downing, who's the quarterback's coach. And the reason why Todd Downing is respected, I know, just from an offensive side of it in New York, has to do with his ability to connect with the players, his understanding of what they want to do, what Aaron wants to do. But also there's a connection there. You have Tony Dews, the running back coach, and Keith Carter, the offensive line coach. They all coached together in Tennessee. So there's a shared understanding of what they're trying to do. Nathaniel Hackett was kind of the one on the outside there of that group. So look, they've been trying to make it work. It's not working. It's a little bit of Aaron. It's a little bit of this offense. Robert is out. So, I think that's been the big question of, if the offense is the problem, why did you go with Salah when he's got a top 5 defense, top 5 special teams unit? But as we all know, the head coach is responsible for that side of the ball as well. You're not just doing the defense. And he, despite a last minute attempt here to make a change, he didn't do enough. He was spending a lot more time in the quarterback rooms. He was doing a lot. So yesterday, I think there was a lot of gossip about how he was escorted out of the building by police officers. Like, you know how it goes. The story breaks and all these wild fans weigh in, and it appears that they have blue check marks that make them journalists. But he was escorted out of the building by the head of team security, who's really just a friend of Robert Saleh. He's been there 20 years. Everyone's really friendly with this guy. He's not big and scary. He actually looks like he could be a character in The Sopranos if you Google Jets team security. So I think that was just part of the process. I don't think anyone there felt that this was Robert Saleh did something really bad behind the scenes and he needed to be escorted out. I think it's just kind of the procedural thing.
It is, but it's excessive. It is procedural, but it's silly. He can't go back and get his family photos. Like he can't go back and get personal items from his desk. He can't use the bathroom. It is procedural. Everybody does this, but it's silly.
It is. It's always probably coming from the lawyers in the building, right? It's someone, we got to be careful. What if he takes the computer?
All those Jets secrets that everyone in the league wants because the Jets have been so successful over the years.
It's funny. I was trying to think of times where I've spoken to coaches while they're getting escorted out or they're texting with me or whatever it goes, and I don't ever recall being on the phone or texting with a coach who was like, "Hey, hit you back in 20. Want to clean the office out?" Most are trying to get out of there anyway. Most are like, yeah, I'm good. Like whatever. Someone will pack me up, my assistant. Because at that point, you don't really want to do this whole big sad story of walking around the building like, with your hoodie up. I just got fired.